I'm heading back in to talk to Carter and her kids. Last time I was here, I was dealing with a mom at the end of her rope, 2 cats who were at war, and kids who were also at war. The last time I was here, I left these guys with an ultimatum. Either I saw some significant progress or Scout was gonna get rehomed. I wanna make sure that I'm walking into a cat who's not living in the kitchen cabinets, on the counter, and pooping on that counter either. It's not right for the cat, and it's not right for the humans. How are we?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Well, you guys seem a lot cheerier than the last time I was here. I hope that that's sort of a sign of things to come. And there's a cat going up. Look at that stuff, man. Oh, whoa! Wow. Whoa! The fact that these guys are doing their catification homework gives me hope. Good work, guys. Is that sort of an indicator of what you've been up to? You've been doing some work?
Caramel has been with her at night. Scout is not stuck in the kitchen, so it's been a little bit less of a cleanup for me. The kids have been better about, at least the girls have been better about stepping up and feeding the cats on a more regular basis.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here and your cat is going in the litter box that's still on the counter. I mean, I'm hearing good things from the family, but I'm seeing a cat poop on the counter. So obviously the family's saying one thing, I'm seeing evidence of another thing. Now it's time to get to the homework and find out where the truth is.
My job! No, it's not! Yes, it is! You guys are taking my job! It's not his job.
It's not your job, Landon.
Yes, it is.
What was that?
We're an epic fail on the first day.
Maddie, stop!
Landon, stop!
Stop!
Landon, stop!
Stop, Maddie!
Oh, you guys.
You guys are taking my job! It's not his job.
We're an epic fail on the first day.
It's amazing that Carter can function at all. I mean, if this is what goes on the second I leave, the rest of their life must be absolute mayhem. No matter what the progress is, I still got a cat pooping on the counter and a family at each other's throats. So obviously, everything is not unicorns and rainbows right now.
This is what I came home to. Someone made cookies. That was so nice. Except for there's the kitty litter.
Does anybody want to tell me what that is?
Maddie.
It's Molly.
This turd is 6 inches from your face. I am sorry if you see a poop in a box. There is no reason that you walk by it. Were you consistent with the work that you were doing with Scout?
No. I didn't. No.
Well, you have to understand our schedule itself is chaotic.
Are
So
you gonna make excuses for them? Don't
I was
make-
gonna make excuses for Molly because
Don't
she's
make an
a
excuse for
dance
Molly. No,
every
no.
day.
I spent the entire time getting you off the hook last time. Stop it. Seriously, this makes me angry. I'm trying to hold Carter's daughters accountable, and in the meantime, Carter keeps cutting them loose. She's got to make a choice here.
See if Caramel can get her hunting energy out on this.
Okay, we're gonna stop this right here. We got a toy right there, but her eyeballs are on the 4-legged toy right over there. The cat is still more interesting than the toy. That's a problem. Scout, play equals confidence. Caramel, play equals energy that comes down. Neither one of the cats is really taken to it right now, so that's a huge problem for me. I'm gonna let Carter leave for a little bit. This is Cat Play 101. These girls have got to learn how to get this energy out of their cats, and it's by investing into the play. Show me what you got in terms of getting Scout totally into that toy, getting her engaged. Go for it. Let me see what you got. Oh boy. Okay. What Molly's doing right now is taking a toy and waving it in the air. I see it all the time. I want to see her be the bird, be the snake, act as if your life depends on it, because if the cat catches you, you're dead. See if you can attract her just with the feather. You have to be engaged the entire time. Oh, that took 3 seconds. There you go. Keep moving, keep moving. What the twins are doing now, finally getting Scout's motor properly going with play, all is a part of transforming her into a truly confident cat, a cat that Caramel wouldn't dare to treat as a target. See, now she's crouched just like she would outside, right?
Yeah.
She's hunting right now. Now that Scout's hitting on all cylinders up on the shelves, I want to see if she can transfer that energy and play on the floor with Caramel roaming around at the same time. Now, it may be too far too fast, but I just want to see what happens since I'm here to help keep the peace. Come on, you. Good girl. It's not long before Scout literally turns tail away from Caramel, but it was worth a try. And Scout made a lot of progress today. She's just not ready to swim with the sharks just yet. Now I need to see how Mom's been handling the situation. Why do we have this on top of the fridge?
I just have this fear that Scout's gonna get hungry and be trapped.
This holds so much weight right now. It is you sort of shying away from challenging.
Yeah.
It's keeping Scout here. But this is your final frontier. This goes away today. The fact that I'm removing all of these sources of comfort for the cats in this home is really challenging to Carter. I mean, Carter is all about comfort. She doesn't like to challenge. And I'm seeing the same dynamic play out with her kids. She doesn't want to challenge them. While we were sitting at the table with the kids, I'm raking your kids over the coals about the poop that was sitting in there while they had a sink full of stuff.
Right.
And what did you do?
Well, I was gonna defend Molly.
You weren't going to, you were.
Well, yeah.
I think that we're ready to move it. When moving a litter box, you want to pick a location that is first and foremost convenient and accessible to the cat with plenty of escape routes. Then you can start thinking about your own aesthetic needs. The spot that Carter has picked seems perfectly sensible to me. And she won't have to cook next to cat litter anymore. Okay, guys, I gotta take it to another level because anything can happen right now that will send Scout right back into the cabinetry. So first thing is we're gonna block entrance to her den, her cabinet. We gotta let her know it's not a destination anymore. Okay, so Molly, today I turned you into the play ambassador. You got her moving around here, but now I want you to get her out into the rest of the house. What I want you to be able to do also is get these guys involved as well. I do not want to come back here and see homework that revolves around you guys yelling at each other. If you want the cats to have a no bully policy, you guys gotta have a no bully policy. The most important thing, I can trust that you're gonna back my play on all this.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you most afraid of?
My biggest fear is that you guys aren't gonna do what you're supposed to do, and then I'm gonna have to be all over you. It's hard. See, look at that.
Look at what?
I'm just looking
I'm
at you.
getting the death stare from y'all.
No, I do what I'm supposed to do. Molly, you guys don't do
That's
it
what-
yourself.
see, that's what I'm
bully
afraid of.
policy.
I'm asking you guys to be a totally unified front. What you should be afraid of is that you're not gonna be able to work this out and one of your cats is gonna have to leave here. You should genuinely be worried about that. All right, I'm out of here. Good work today.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. I'll tell you what, now is not the time to rest on our laurels. If they don't commit right now, there is gonna be a cat that leaves this home. So I'm heading in to meet up with Carter and her kids and Scout for one last meeting. When I left here the last time,
Stop, Maddie!
it was absolute chaos, and they didn't follow through on the work. I might have to rehome one of their cats. It's about the family's energy. If they change, the cats are gonna change, that's simple. Last time I was here, I'm trying to talk to you guys, and in the meantime, there was a cat crapping in the corner. Last time, right? And this time, I walk in here and there's dishes, clean dishes, not pooped on or peed on dishes. That was the finger cross last time I was here.
Yeah.
Was somebody gonna poop on the counter?
No.
Oh, poo!
I know.
You got a kitchen.
I know.
You got a kitchen. What happened?
I was doing everything and I was bitter. Now, I come home and the cats have been fed their middle of the day meal.
Cool.
Maddie has been taking care of Caramel, making sure she's locked up at night, making sure her kitty litter is clean upstairs.
Sweet. The kids have stepped up. They're doing the work.
Oh, this is gross.
They're acting as co-parents to these animals.
The kids seem to be fighting less. They seem to know what their jobs are. I feel like I'm less angry and less bitter.
Based on what I'm hearing, the family's progress is heartwarming. But I gotta be able to see Scout take this space, walk the floor, face down her tormentor Caramel, and show her that she's the new confident Scout that will not be bullied and is ready to demonstrate that this is her territory too. Come with me, I want you to go on the couch and I'm gonna show you what Scout is capable of. This is it, the final frontier for Scout. Now, can she just walk by Caramel even though she's lurking on the stairs? Can she finally take ownership of this place and prove to her bully once and for all that she lives in this house too? Now, this is where all the twins' hard work pays off, because just locking Caramel in Molly's room half the time is not a permanent solution. Here comes Scout.
I
I'm Sheila. I have a beautiful black cat with a miniature head and big yellow eyes. She's 8 years old. I've had her since she was pretty much born. Maybe I found her about a day old, and she's been naughty ever since. Her name is Freddy Kreuger. Freddy loves to attack me when I'm in the bathroom, going to the bathroom, brushing my teeth, even sitting in the bathtub, she will come up and give me a little swat. I've woken up to her biting my face and pulling my hair at the same time.
Get down, no.
If you even touch her, she will draw blood. That hurts. Friends come over and I fear for them being attacked.
How many times did she get you in there?
I don't know, too many times to count.
I've been on very few dates in the past 8 years. Because of Freddy's personality, I don't know how much longer I can live like this. She's pretty much a nightmare.
I'm heading in for my first visit with Sheila and her cat, Freddy Kreuger. Yes, and just like Freddy Kreuger, her namesake, she is the master of destruction, causing nightmares all throughout this home and spilling a lot of blood in the process. So hopefully I can end the bloodshed before I get my blood shed. Hey! Where's Freddy?
She's right under here. Freddy, if you just...
Hi, Freddy. Meeting Freddy the first time, I just get the impression that she's a scared cat, that she doesn't trust her environment right now because there's a stranger in it. Oh, so we have two cats. We have Freddy and...
The captain.
The captain. Hey, captain. Just wondering, did you name Freddy before or after her Freddiness came out of her?
I named her before because I found her in the boiler room. Freddy Kreuger's from the boiler room.
Uh-huh. And you've had her since she was what?
Since she was about 1 day old.
Really? A bottle baby. The problem here is that Freddy was brought up without her mother, without litter mates, and with very limited exposure to other humans. As a result, Freddy was left with no other option than to mirror Sheila. Captain is like, Freddy, why are you being so chicken?
She attacks mainly people who try to put their hands in her face or they try to pet her.
Do people just sort of insist on doing that?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, you want what you can't have. It's like, please don't touch my cat, and, you know, they want to touch her. And they think I'm crazy because I tell them not to, but touch
But
at your
I
own
have to
risk.
do this because, you know, I got to figure out what makes Freddy Freddy. Hey, Freddy Kreuger? Sheila's telling me that Freddy has a real aversion to being touched by strangers. And when I make my own attempt to touch Freddy, she scampers away. So it appears to be true. But what Sheila and her friends need to understand is that it's okay not to want to be touched. It's not terribly abnormal. Freddy may have some real issues, but this one doesn't make her a nightmare by any means. I mean, are you marked up by your cat?
I am. I look pretty good right now because I was gone for a week. And I just, but I will show you.
Freddy vacation and healed up.
I sure did, but I will show you this. This is an illustration that my friend made after he met her one day because I do always usually have marks on me.
Wow.
And this is what he made after she has killed me.
I'm getting a good picture painted of who Freddy is, but now I want to see what the territory has to say to me. I want to see the hot spots where Freddy seems to act up the most, and maybe things will start making sense to me.
Here she throws tantrums.
Why?
She bites her own feet and screams and hisses on her own.
Wait. That's important.
Yeah, because she does it every time I have someone over, biting her own feet and screaming and throwing her tantrum. And she also does it if I'm on the phone or if I'm watching TV.
The fact that there is a situational connection, that every time Freddy wants Sheila's undivided attention, she throws this tantrum, and then of course Sheila gives her what she wants, makes this a very obvious thing. Sheila is creating a conditioned response. Freddy knows that if she does this action, tantrum or not, she gets this as a result, whatever that payoff is. So when you're sleeping, what does she do? Show me.
She starts by pressing her face here and licking my nose. It used to be biting my nose very hard.
Ow!
And you stopped her from doing that?
I stopped her from
How did you do that?
Well, I used to just shove her off of me and tell her, no, Freddy. No, hey, no. But I don't feel like I can do that to her when she's just licking my nose, obviously.
Obviously. There's nothing obvious about that statement at all.
But she's kissing my nose, so I feel bad.
This is going to be difficult, isn't
Okay,
it?
okay.
What Sheila doesn't realize is that her tolerance of all of Freddy's behaviors is actually exacerbating the problem. So
And then I wanted to show you the other hot spot, if we're doing hot spots.
let's do it.
I sit down, I go to the restroom, and she bites my butt from that side.
What do you do when she does this?
I've learned to just go like this and sort of almost play with it. So she gets me like 3 times, or sometimes she gets me a little hard.
Sheila, seriously? Now, if Sheila were to just say no, this would probably stop. But instead, she offers up her foot as an alternate toy. That's not the way this is gonna work. I wanna meet up with Freddy. I wanna see how comfortable she is with me and how she acts towards strangers. Hi, baby love. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Hi. Hey, babe.
I can kiss her almost any time of the day with my face. You know what I mean? Like if I do this, but I wouldn't dare touch her butt with my hand.
You're telling me that if I put my hands in, she'll scratch and hiss and whatever, but if I put my face in, she won't.
Exactly. As long as there's no hands involved.
Now, if Sheila is right in saying that Freddy is generally put off by touching and petting but doesn't mind nuzzling humans, well, that tells me a lot about Freddy, so I want to try it. But on the other hand, a lot of Sheila's notions about Freddy have been suspect at best. Let's just put our face in. Hey, baby.
Okay.
So let's not put our face down there.
Okay, sorry.
Clearly, she's a little on edge. Let's give her some room to breathe a little bit. I feel like I'm spent enough time trapping her in a corner. So in this challenge line, I have learned the hard way. Face, hands, it doesn't matter. Freddy is just not comfortable with anybody besides Sheila getting close to her. Now, first thing that we're gonna do is to ignore unwanted behaviors. The thing about bottle babies is that they are the most individual of cats, right? Because you bring them up just with you. She's got a very specific set of behaviors that's a product of you guys having your own language together. So I think that we got to start with you.
Okay.
And starting with you is rewarding behavior. Looking at all these pictures that Sheila's friend has drawn over the years gives me an idea in order to better convey the homework that Sheila must do with Freddy. We're going to start with this one. When you sleep. So you are used to, in the mornings, before the sun comes up, having teeth in your nose, which you said no to. Now it's a tongue up your nose, which is also not fun and not comfortable and very smelly. Well, that's not gonna happen anymore. You're gonna completely ignore her, not say her name, not get up and feed her, not do anything. Don't engage her. When she does this routine with you, here, better example, right? This, the tantrum. Kids throw tantrums because they get a desired result. The day that mom stops rewarding the tantrum, they stop doing it. She's not hurting herself, but she's causing you to freak out and do something to assuage her. You're not gonna do that anymore. You're gonna totally ignore her, okay? Number 2 is play therapy. For every time that you say no, this is not gonna give you payoff, there's gotta be a creative yes, whether it's a scratching post, game playing time, feeding, rewarding the silence, those kind of things, okay?
Yep.
And last assignment is to instill friendly cat boundaries. If your friends want to pet a cat, we got Captain right
Yes,
here. He's a
okay.
petty cat, okay?
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, my
Really
pleasure. I'll see you in a
appreciate
few
it.
weeks, okay?
All right, Jackson.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too. If this homework doesn't work, I'm doomed to be a spinster for life, and I will never get out of this moo-moo.
Well, now I understand why she's called Freddy Kreuger, but what Sheila needs to understand is that it's up to her to end this nightmare.
I'm Aspen, and I live in Boulder, Colorado, and we adopted a cat named Mojito. Mojito was one of about 3 or 4 cats that were in a room that we checked out, and she just grabbed our hearts. After that, it was like we started noticing the little things, like her eyes were a little bit different from one another. Her nose was very unique. I liken it to being a bat almost. She's very adorable. But then we started noticing her hopping onto the table, like my computer, the kitchen table, and that was a concern. And then she started biting the kids' hands and their feet. That's a really big concern of mine. You don't want to have a cat in your house that you have to fear. I don't think I could accept that. I know all cats deserve a home, but I don't know if I can home a cat that's gonna be like attacking people. We do need Jackson's help.
I'm on my way to meet up with Aspen and her family. Now, of course, it's great news that Mojito found a home, but it's my job to make sure she stays in that home. Man, I love that little kitten so much, and I can't believe she's become such a challenge so soon. I have got to find out what's going on and do my best to make things work. Now, how did you wind up getting Mojito?
Mojito jumped onto your lap, and you guys bonded.
Oh, it was
like
you
big
guys.
time.
Oh, that's game over.
Yeah,
Game over.
pretty much.
The first time I saw Mojito, she didn't seem like the other cats. There was just something about her that reminded me of myself.
Mojito just kept drying us, and I don't know, that nose,
Yeah.
you know, which I don't understand why other people wouldn't like it. It drew me.
It did.
It did.
The fact that you guys looked past that, I find that to be pretty amazing.
I guess maybe we're not your typical family, you know, and we're not looking for perfection. And I have hearing aids in both ears. That's one of my challenges that I have. And then my son has muscular dystrophy. We're kind of like spread out in the age spectrum. My husband and I, we've been married for 32 years, and then we started having our kids 17 years ago. So we have Jake and Zane and my 17-year-old too.
I'm actually really thrilled that Mojito found a home with a family that's not, you know, for lack of a better word, sort of cookie cutter. Do you know what I mean? Because she's so not cookie cutter herself, you know? Now, you guys got to tell me, I know everything isn't perfect with Mojito. What's going on?
Well, one of the things that she's been kind of getting into is like getting on surfaces that we don't want her on, like my
what?
desk and the dining room table, the kitchen table.
The first couple of nights, she was begging to be with someone in another room. We had to keep his door open at night so she would have someone to be with.
She's also a bit nippy with like feet as well.
And she starts to get a little aggressive on the hands, you know.
So she nips feet and hands.
Mm-hmm.
So far, everything this family is telling me sounds like standard kitten behavior. It's perfectly normal for kittens to jump up on things. They've got tons of energy. Sure, they whine sometimes when they're not getting their way. So do children at that age. The biting, or really nipping, is something I take more seriously. But that's something this family can do a lot to prevent. I just got to give them the tools. What I want to do is teach you how to play with your cat. All they really are on the planet to do is hunt things, right? So they wake up in the morning and they're like, I gotta kill something. I gotta kill. So what you guys are gonna be doing is providing her that outlet. So I'm gonna show you guys the best way to play with a cat. Let's first find out, oh my God, look how fast, look at that. Okay, look how she's looking at it right now. She's like, are you alive? What are you? And then, because I'm an animal, I'm not a toy, I am a snake. So I'm sitting here going, oh my God, it's a cat, don't kill me. Don't kill me, don't kill me. Oh my God, I gotta get out of here. 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 I'm a snake. I'm getting out of here. Right? And she's completely, at this point, in this game. We're gonna swirl around like a feather. There it goes. So now, you see? Look at this. Look what she's doing. Back and forth. You are in my control. You are hypnotized. And just back and forth. Don't let her catch it, right? I get to show this family, this is it. This is the pure essence of who your cat is, and this is the energy that you want to feed and also drain out. One of the most important things for a cat is the concept of rhythm. Rhythm, rituals, routines. Every day looks like the next. This is about finding that body clock, just like you guys have, so that she goes to sleep at the same time as you. If this cat was out in the wild, she'd wake up, she'd go out there and she'd hunt for 6 hours, and then she eats it. Right? And then she grooms herself, and then she goes to sleep. Hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, sleep. That's the whole life. There are places you didn't want her jumping up on. Now, the best way to manage that is to give Mojito places where it is okay for her to jump up. The kitchen is an important place for her, the dining room table. It's because it's a gathering place for the family, right? So we should give her a yes, like another one of those trees, somewhere in this area, and say, you can go hang here. At this point, I need to hear from Aspen alone. I gotta make sure that this is a home where Mojito has every chance to thrive. I care about this kitten too much to fail her now. I just want you to be honest with me, make sure that we're setting her up for a good life. Is everything okay here?
You know, the one concern I do have is that hand biting and around the feet. I really need to know that I don't have to worry about getting a cat that looks cute on the outside, but then there's a tear on the inside.
Yeah.
It would be heartbreaking if we had to give it up.
I totally understand your concern. So let's get cracking on it. Let's see what we can do. You know, when I come back, you and I will sit together again and make a call.
Sounds good to me.
Cool, all right. She is not completely convinced that this cat will fit in her home. You know, it's very easy to say, well, if this isn't the right family, we'll find another one. Don't forget, she's not this cute little tiny kitten anymore. She's now 4 months old, who's going to disappear into the shelter system again. I can't let this fail. I'm back in Boulder, Colorado with Aspen and her family and my little Mojito. I have put so much time and effort and heart energy into this little kitten. I gotta tell you something. I have to make sure that this is the right family for that cat. Otherwise, the journey continues. Hey, how are you, Aspen?
Good to see you again.
How you been?
Pretty good.
Good. You know, the one thing that I just adore, hey guys,
Hello.
I just love about her is that every time I walk in the house, she's just there. She doesn't hide. I got no fear about Mojito. She is one heck of a confident cat, but it's up to the family to provide continued mojo for Mojito. How are things going?
Pretty well, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we have our tools in place. It's just a matter of being consistent about it.
Yeah. So the big question is, has Mojito stopped biting?
Yeah.
Great.
The improvement that I've been seeing with Mojito has been much more interest in toys, and I think there's more of a rhythm going on with the family.
I wanted you guys to get into the routines, the rituals.
Right.
Are you guys doing the play with her? Are you playing?
Yeah.
Are you playing? Hopefully what they're saying is true and all this play is changing Mojito's behavior. Let's see how you guys have been doing here.
Look at the pretty kitty.
She's playing, we're happy. Nice work, guys. Next thing, catification.
Kitty.
Hey, whoa, look at that.
Pretty girl. She's just a pretty girl.
She's bananas. I love her.
Pretty Mojito.
I love it. We got it in the window, in the dining room. One of the things I would tell you is that as you add more things to the house, think about where you want her to be. So for instance, you don't want her on your bed. So you want her to have a bed that you can praise her for going to, just like you did in the dining room. This is a great template for how we expand her world out later on. So great work. You guys took everything that I said and just went for it. But this homework looks really good, but the last time I was here, Aspen had some reservations, and I'm not leaving here today with any reservations. I want to make sure she's not still thinking about giving up Mojito. So just really briefly, I'm loving what I'm seeing here, but I gotta know, when we talk about a forever home, I want to make sure that she is going to be here for the rest of her life. Do you feel like you can make that commitment?
Yeah. Yes, we're going to.
Good, I'm glad you thought it through. You gave me a little bit of a heart attack, but you thought it through.
Hi, I'm Maddie.
I'm Erin.
We've been dating for a year. I got May at a nearby shelter. She was 6 or 7 weeks old.
My first encounter with May was actually very similar to what now I have to repeat to anyone else's first encounter with May. Don't go near the cat, don't try to pet the cat, don't look at the cat.
May is quite aggressive and attacks all the time, and it's impossible to live here without living completely in fear.
I'm trapped. May, let me out.
May is aggressive to the point where blood is drawn and scratches become scars. I love when she is relaxed and having her brief, lovable moments. But
Then she'll wake up and
that
bite you,
doesn't last too
yeah.
long. Then she'll attack.
I feel completely hopeless, but I don't want to rehome her. I still love her and want her to be here. May, let me out. I'm trapped.
Today I'm in Long Beach heading over to meet up with Guardians Maddie and Aaron, who sent out a Mayday alert about their cat May. Apparently, May lashes out violently, both unprovoked and unpredictably. And to me, that has the hallmarks of a cat who's suffering, and that means I can't get there soon enough. Hi! Oh my God! How are you doing? Good.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. So, I hear there's quite a lot going on with your cat.
A little bit.
How old is she?
A little over 2.5.
2.5. Has she always been aggressive?
She started out really nice and adorable and then kind of quickly descended into madness.
Does she go after you guys specifically, or does she go after anybody?
Well, I mean, we're
Everybody.
here mostly.
Where is she?
She is in the other room.
Let's go to the other room.
Great.
Let's go meet your cat.
Great. This is May.
Well, look at May. Well, okay, the first thing I notice, what's up with her hair?
The vet says it is stress over grooming.
So, psychogenic alopecia. Now, is it always like that?
It's gotten so much worse.
That is pretty
I
bad.
know.
Psychogenic alopecia is hair falling out for no apparent reason. I've dealt with some serious cases of alopecia before. This one is up there. I mean, this cat has licked herself bald, and she's doing it in a very methodical way. Boy, she's just like May the Gargoyle right now. Look at her, man. You said that you don't bring a whole lot of people over here, mainly because of her?
If I have some friends over, I have to give a speech. Don't look at the cat, don't touch the cat, don't go near the cat.
So you basically have people walking in like,
Yeah, already afraid.
it's the cat.
The worst thing that May does is her surprise bite attacks because you don't see it coming. You have no way to protect yourself.
What I'm gonna do right now, just so you know, is challenge her just a little bit. See where the line is with her, where she goes from being okay May to not okay May.
Okay.
The way I'm challenging May today is by presenting actual threats to her. I will cut off her escape routes to see how she responds to that. I'm also gonna present friendly gestures and see how she responds to that, and see if there's any logic in her responses. If I approach you as a friend and you claw my eyes out, I got information. Look, it's food. You want it?
I am so scared.
Would that be okay? Or not. She can't be touched where?
Anywhere. He touched her.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'm trying to get May to be in a relaxed space with me, and in the meantime, her guardians are going into horror movie mode every time I make a move towards May. I want her striking out from a place of over-ownership of the space. I want to see if she's rational in her behavior, and I can't see that until she's more relaxed. I'm going to have you leave the room for a minute. I'm just trying to get some kind of honest response
for
from
sure.
her. Hi, May. Hi, sweetie. It's okay. Wow. Your moms leave the room for a second, this is what I get? Ow. The method to my madness is I am going to push May. I want to see how appropriate or inappropriate her responses are. I ain't trying to... She is coming after me like a cat on fire. When May decides that I'm a real threat, forget it, man. I don't stand a chance right now. Oh, damn, you got some claws. I'm gonna back away. I'm gonna try to present myself as an ally and not an enemy and see how she appreciates that. That one hurt, May. I am not giving up until I get a clear idea of what's up with May. You can go over there if you want. The exercise of challenge line is about finding a rational spot where I need to stop my stimulation of the cat. There is no rational spot with May, and that concerns me. okay, baby. This is a conciliatory gesture. She's literally reaching out to me. There's no doubt in my mind, a shroud disappears from her, that shroud of madness, and reveals a much sweeter version of May, desperate to find her way out. And that's why I'm here. Just because I get a moment of vulnerability from May doesn't mean that we're done. Now I want to see if we can sustain that. Can we form a relationship, or is this just a moment? Oh, no. You are not messing around. We have a momentary emergence of reason followed by a whole lot of crazy. No, 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 no. Damn it. Oh, no. You are not messing around. Truce. No, 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 no. Damn it. I'm at Guardian Aaron and Maddie's house right now. Shortly after my arrival, I began a series of challenge line tests with their cat May, and I'm getting a pretty severe beatdown in return. Despite the pain, I'm doing my best to stick it out. Just a truce. No truce. I am willing to lose half the blood in my arm if it means that I can leave on a positive note with her. I don't know what else to do with you. I really don't. I literally have not been beaten up this bad in a long time. I mean, there comes a moment where if I don't call it quits soon, I'm gonna lose a digit. Wait, what's that? You give me a little blink? That's a good girl. Right when I give up, May is showing me vulnerability. I get to exchange some blinks with her, some slow head movements. We're talking, we're having a conversation. There's something behind claws and teeth, and that's a beating heart. May needs help. Okay, so I asked for this. This is on me. So we gotta get to work. First and foremost, we gotta get her on medication. Mentally, she's suffering, and that's the bottom line. If your cat is a threat to themselves or a threat to others, and it's in a very unpredictable way, your cat is suffering and your cat needs help. Period. End of sentence. There's other stuff I want you guys to do. It's not just about give meds and walk away. I want you to be cataloging the wares in your house, okay? We're looking for what I call the confident wear. The confident wear is when her body goes from this to this. Tell me where that is, because those are the things we'll capitalize on. We'll start building her a world starting from where she feels safe and confident. So I want you to be playing with her. And I want you, obviously, to use toys where your hand is nowhere near the cat. Once the meds start to take effect and May is hopefully in a better mind frame, then we can use the play to divert her from the overgrooming. The most important homework I can give you is that when you're scared, act as if you're not. The stakes are pretty high. If Maddie and Aaron don't accomplish all of what I'm laying out, if they think that it's bad now, this is the tip of the iceberg. I worked my butt off just to get a moment with her where I saw her poking through the clouds. I feel like I know your cat like you know her at this point, and she's not what she seems to be.
I believe that. If the homework is not successful, I'm gonna be scared about May's future.
Just hang in there, okay? All right.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Tell you what, man, I got beat up today, but it was totally worth it. I know this cat better than I could have possibly. I may be hurting, but in the long run, she won't be.
I'm Sean.
I'm Jenny, and my cat is Max.
My cat is Cheeto. Now, Cheeto is just a big love muffin.
But Max is kind of a problem child, especially with other cats.
Jenny moved in with Max, and they immediately just started butting heads. Since we moved to California, we were hoping that it would get a little bit better. We thought if they started off on a neutral ground that they might learn to get along.
But it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And then he started marking.
So Max, he got relegated to living on the screen porch.
Because of the marking, we just can't keep him in the house anymore. So he stays out. That's his life.
I fear also that he's just going to become more and more estranged from us, more detached from us, not as loving, and may just want to leave entirely.
He's a great cat. I love him. but he's basically living in a cage, and I feel really guilty.
Now we're trying to integrate these two, but it's been so long since Max has truly been in and a part of the family that it's like we're starting from scratch, and I'm really not sure what we need to do at this point.
But if we start now, there's still a chance.
So I'm about to meet up with Jenny and Sean and their cat Max for the first time. Now that their cats do not get along and one is living in seclusion, I just want to help these guys out really badly.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm Jackson.
Sean.
I'm Jenny.
Jenny, I'm Jackson.
Nice to meet you.
So, tell me what's going on here.
Jenny moved into my house in Virginia about 6 years ago.
I'd already had my cat Max.
I already had Cheeto. It was his house until Max moved in.
It's sort of Brady Bunch because he had Cheeto, I had Max, and when we came together and moved in together, it was just like, no. Things got really bad.
We moved back here in 2014, and we thought that might actually help the situation, starting off on fresh ground, neutral territory, but he became more territorial, and
He started marking.
And started marking.
Wow.
But about 8 months or so ago, I was diagnosed with throat cancer, and I just couldn't physically, mentally deal with any of the cat stuff. I was in the hospital and undergoing radiation and all that kind of stuff. So Max was relegated to living on the screen porch.
Wow.
Cheeto sort of gets the preferential treatment, but I mean, it comes down to behavior, and Cheeto doesn't mark. I'm finally at the point where I feel like, okay, I'm physically and mentally able to deal with it, but now it's been so long, it's like we're starting from scratch. Where do we even begin?
So these guys have lived through a lot. Sean has already survived cancer, and the cancer is in remission now, which is great. The cats are still separated. How long has it been since the last time Max lived in the house?
8 months.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a long time.
And
man. Let's say he wasn't banished, and I were to take my black light around this place. How bad would it be?
Before he was completely banished, I did just that. There were probably a dozen places at least.
That's a ton. So ultimately, it was a perfect storm, cat-on-cat aggression, cat marking, and a guardian's serious illness that resulted in Max being banished to the patio. I'd love to meet Max.
Yeah, he's right out there.
I mean, we know where he is.
Yeah. Right.
All right, let's go get him. Well, look who it is. It's a Max.
It's the Panther.
Hi, bub. Hello, my buddy boy.
Hey, Max.
And this is Max's world.
This is Max's world.
Wow, man. Look at him right now. He's
like-
right at the door.
Yeah, that's
So-
his routine. He looks like,
He wants in the house
he
really
would love
badly.
to be in the house.
He does.
Max needs to be a part of this family. What they felt was their only alternative was not a real good one for Max. And the longer this goes on, the harder it is to fix.
Right.
You know? You haven't tried at all to bring him back in.
We have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I follow him the entire time. He doesn't mark if I'm there.
Does it look the way I'm seeing him right now?
Yes.
That kind of pacing,
Yes.
that kind of
Yeah.
caged animal look,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
But he just, he's pacing, sniffing, looking for Cheeto. He will ambush Cheeto if they're together in the house.
It's clear that Max just wants to be part of the social unit, and he's being banished from it. So that is going to have negative psychological effects, whether you're human or cat.
During the day, he goes outside. He's got the run of the yard.
Can we go outside?
Yeah.
This neck of the woods, literally, I can't imagine them lasting too long out.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean,
know,
because
I
you can
mean-
hear the coyotes at night.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
If you can get out, you know that someone can get in.
Right.
I'm a little scared about that. You guys have a cat problem right now, but if you let this play out long enough, you won't have a cat left because the coyotes will take care of that. I got everything I'm gonna get from the humans and the territory. Max is the only one who could tell me the rest of the story. Where's my boy? Hello, my boy. Hi, Max. Hi, Max. I hear you've had a pretty tough go, huh? Max is definitely feeling threatened by me, and he's retreated into his one little cat tree. It's heartbreaking. This is a cat who wants to be part of the family, and right now just doesn't know where he belongs. Hi, Max. There we go. There we go, my hungry boy. What is that? Max. He's got innate confidence that I believe if he were allowed back in the house, he'd be exhibiting. Right now, all of that confidence is squished as small as his territory is. If we can find a way to give Max confidence in his territory, especially in the vertical space off the ground, I'm confident that he'll be much less likely to have a conflict with Cheeto. At this point, I want to introduce a challenge line that has nothing to do with Max. This is Sean and Jenny's challenge line. There's only one way that I can see what I need to see, and that is I just want to let him in. Is that cool?
Okay.
After spending 8 months in exile, I need to see for myself how Max responds to this territory and to Cheeto. I mean, there could be a worst case scenario right now. We open up these doors, Max has access to Cheeto. Number 1, he feels threatened and he just paints the walls with pee. Number 2, he feels threatened and he beats the heck out of Cheeto. Let's go. Hi, Max. Hi, buddy. Look at how panthery he is.
Oh, he absolutely is.
I know.
This is a cat exploring a territory for the very first time. He's absolutely on high alert right now.
Cheats. Gee.
Hi, bud. Yeah, again. Look at that. Very interesting. If Max had a problem with Cheeto, he would have gone after him, but he didn't, and that tells me that we're dealing with territorial insecurity, which better explains the marking. He's a very expressive tail talker.
So when the tail is down,
It's down parallel to the ground. That's sort of the exploratory posture. So as opposed to, if he were to walk in here, tail up like that,
right.
I'm totally comfortable, everything's cool. Look at the tail right now.
His tail goes up when he went in the...
Yeah, exactly, right? The second he crosses that threshold, boom,
Yeah.
he's up again. So I think I've gotten all the information that I need, and now I think it's time to give you guys some homework. First things first, we bring him back in here. Now the first way we're gonna do that is base camp expansion. Right now, the catio is his base camp. Right? So all of the things that smell like him, effectively are out there, right? So I want you to take those things and bring them in. So if he's walking in this room and he smells his litter box, he's like, that's right. And he keeps walking, it's mine, it belongs to me. If Max smells his own scent strong enough, he won't feel the need to pee all over things. I also want you to do your best to desensitize that threshold, that doorway. If you notice today, different cat as soon as he crosses that threshold.
Yeah, very much.
So when you're playing, make sure that you use the doorway. In and out again, in and out.
Mental barrier.
Exactly. Finally, and this is a big one, we're going to reintroduce Max and Cheeto using food and play diversions so that over time they build a positive association with one another, right?
Okay.
Right.
By using play and treats as a distraction, the cat's focus is redirected, preventing them from staring each other down, which would definitely lead to a battle.
We were a little nervous about Max being loose in the house.
But we're absolutely gonna do the work.
I mean, Jackson is our last hope at this point.
For Sean and for Jenny, succeeding in this endeavor with Max is actually bigger than just him. It's about their life, taking it back and putting the pieces back together again. So they need to reintroduce him to this house, reintroduce him to Cheeto, get everybody functioning as a family again, because this can't go on.
My name is Jordan Alvarado, and this is my wife, Kristen, and we've been married 5 years.
We have one cat named Jude, and we've had him for our entire marriage. When he's being good during the day, he brings so much happiness into our lives.
He's the best cat in the world until the lights go out.
Hey.
No.
We have one cat during the day and one at night.
He attacks us,
Jude.
and we don't know why.
The first time that Jude attacked me was on the back of my arm.
I had Jude, and he turned and got me in my hand.
Jude. Every time I laid down in bed, my biggest fear is that if he attacks me, he's gonna get me in the face. It's really difficult when your cat is attacking you in the middle of the night, and I just don't know how to deal with that kind of behavior.
We've been able to stop Jude at night by locking ourselves in the bedroom.
One of my greatest fears is that he's going to bite another person. He's already bit members of our family.
If Jude attacked someone and he had to be put down, I would feel devastated. I don't feel like someone else should have the right to say what you can or can't do for those that you love. It's okay. It's okay, don't worry about it, I'm not gonna hurt you. That's why I've always sheltered him. It's like I'm protecting us of a fear of a situation that may come to fruition eventually.
I'm on my way to Yorba Linda, California to meet up with Jordan and Kristen, guardians to Jude, a cat who is apparently 100% Jekyll and Hyde. He's fine during the daytime, but attacks them mercilessly and violently at night. something I have never seen before. So hopefully I can get my head around this so that these guys can get a good night's sleep once and for all.
Hey, what's up, Jackson?
Hey, man.
Come on in. Good to see you.
Let's start talking. How did you get Jude?
I came home one night and I kept hearing this tiny little mew from the back of our yard. So I'm back there to investigate and I looked in, there was two little eyes staring out at me.
Aw.
Reached into the bush and pulled him out by the scruff of his neck.
How
and
old was he?
2 weeks, 3
Yeah,
weeks.
about 2
Oh,
weeks.
seriously?
very small,
And he was all by
yeah.
himself? Was he just a normal cat at that point?
He played really rough from the beginning.
But I assume I'm here not because he bites too hard when he's playing.
No.
No.
The first time he bit me, I was literally in a dead sleep.
He bit you in a dead sleep?
Yes. I felt like a jolt on the bed and it sort of woke me up. And just as I was starting to fall back asleep, that's when he came at me the second time. Hey. And then he got me right in the back of the arm. Ow! Stop. He would bite me so hard that I would yell. So that's always been kind of a struggle.
What's your routine like at night with him?
Well, we've made barriers. We lock ourselves in the bedroom at night, and then he has a whole nother routine that he goes through.
Okay, and does he keep trying to get into the bedroom still?
I can hear him scratching
And that's where the banging came in.
yeah.
Right, so we got banging and scratching and that kind of thing. But how do you know if he's still doing his thing?
When he is spooked, he will shuffle around you. He'll come around once, and that one time we've learned that that's our time to get out. And the second time,
What do you mean get out?
To get out of the room, to get out of there.
Get out.
Because the second time he comes around, that's when the claws come out.
Wait, let me get this straight. He has a routine when he's getting worked up?
Pretty
Oh,
much,
yeah.
yep.
So it's almost like he's gone into a state, right?
Yeah. He seems just frenzied when it happens. It's like he's not thinking straight.
There's a lot that concerns me about this. I mean, because none of it adds up.
I've said it before, my greatest fear is that what if it's not just my arm? What if it's my eye? I don't want to go blind because my cat attacks me in the middle of the night.
Right. You know, you do this job for a number of years, there's certain red flags you look out for. When a couple is barricading themselves in the bedroom for fear of their own cat, there's a red flag. If I wasn't here, you would just barricade yourself in the room for the rest of his life?
Probably. I just feel like that's what's necessary, then that's, what we have to do.
There's so many people who would have said, the cat turned on me, and that cat would have been out on the street.
Well, that's the kind of answers we've received. And no way, shape, or form has that ever occurred to me. You know, I'm here to care for him. You don't do that to a family member, and he's our family. It's always been, the three of us. We're a trio.
All right, just to rule out the obvious stuff first. Has Jude been neutered?
Yes.
Okay. What I need to do, obviously, is spend some time with him, try to get a beat on what I think he's all about. I also want to map out danger spots around the house.
Sure, no problem.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this cat during the night, so I'm walking around the house looking for potential hotspots.
Usually these blinds are open during the evening. He'll shuffle back and forth, and then he'll make that lap.
The lap.
That we keep talking about.
All right. Now, normally, I would suspect that this kind of behavior would be triggered by outside cats, but Jordan and Kristen are assuring me that that's not the case. Whether real or imagined, the enemy is out here. Do you know whether you have feral cats in the neighborhood?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. So we've walked around outside trying to see the world through Jude's eyes. It's all pretty ordinary. Even if there are no cats outside, maybe there's something else out there that's causing Jude to freak out. What he is experiencing through his eyes at nighttime is a total mystery to me at this point, and a mystery to Kristen and Jordan.
It's almost like he's trying to tell you, like, hey, look what's out here, It's like he's trying to tell us something.
Right, but there have been times where he abandons that target in the window and you become the target.
Yes.
Every night?
Almost every night, yeah.
Holy crap. I've seen a lot of things, but one thing I have never seen is a cat that is absolutely normal during the day and a holy terror at night.
Hey, be nice.
This is a situation that I've got to figure out before somebody really gets hurt. There have been times where he abandons that target in the window and you become the target.
Yes.
Every night?
Almost every night, yeah.
Holy crap. Now, after taking a look at the environment, taking in the hot spots, also listening to what Jordan and Kristen have to say about Jude, now it's time for me to spend some time with him myself and fill in all of these blanks. Boy. Hi, honey boy. It's okay. Hi. It's all right, honey boy. I don't even think I need to ask you this, but could you do that at nighttime?
Not when he's in one of his moods,
Which is every night.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, there's not a muscle in me that fears him.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
I mean, he's scared, but it's not enough to have a cat go crazy on you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He's scared, clearly. As scared as he might be, this is daytime Jude.
Definitely.
It's just amazing because you know instinctually when it's okay and when it's not okay. Because he's scared. Hi, scaredy. It's okay, bud. It's okay, bud. What's going on?
He's not happy. I feel like it's tough to think about Jackson getting anything from Jude being so Jekyll and Hyde. Does somebody else have a cat like this?
The whole thing is about trying to give you guys a feeling of control. Anytime that you wind up barricaded, that's a decent hint that you don't have control. So let's start taking that back.
Yeah.
Clearly, locking Jude out of the bedroom at night is not working for anybody. I've got to give these guys a plan to help Jude feel more comfortable in his surroundings. First thing that we want to do is actually find out what's going on. I'm going to leave you guys with a couple of motion-activated cameras. They also have night vision on them. So what's going to happen is every time he moves, camera starts. The other camera we're going to have is going to be focused outside into your front lawn. Every time there's motion out there, we're going to get it. If there's any cats out there, we're going to figure out how bad the situation is. Surveillance is a really crucial part of this homework. Kristen and Jordan are locked away in their bedroom. Now we're going to see the world through Jude's eyes to see actually what's going on. Next thing we want to do is cats derive a feeling of safety from the concept of hunt, catch, kill, eat. So I want you to run around with him, get that motor going. If we can start guiding him to safe spots that are above your head, then he can actually surveil the area without the threat that he's going to come unglued. When you get him a little worn out, boom, it's mealtime. Now here's the last step. I think that Jude needs to be on medication. And I think he needs to be on medication pretty quickly. His actions are thoroughly unpredictable. You are being targeted in a way that is telling me that he feels like his life is in danger. Now, it's always a crapshoot when I tell people that I want their cats on meds.
Well, the first vet we saw thought the same thing. They were like, well, we can try certain meds, but they may or may not work. After they don't work, most folks ends up putting the cat down. And that's, of course, when we got upset, and we're not going to do that.
Jordan particularly is resistant to the idea of Jude being on medication. But the thing is, we have this ability to get our cats back to a place where maybe they can tackle their problems with our help. Right now, Jude can't do anything. He's a victim of his own body and his own chemistry, and we can help change that. Something is stuck in him, and I really do believe that it is a form of PTSD, where he's gotten himself into this traumatic loop where he's expecting bad things to happen. And of course, he's dragging you into that loop. I'm really surprised at what I've seen and heard here today about Jude, and I'm just hoping that this homework provides some answers, because these guardians can't take any more of this day and night Jekyll and Hyde behavior. I mean, really, how could anybody?
Hi, I'm Brent. It's my wife, Lydia. We've been married 17 years.
We have two cats.
Hi, Buddha.
Buddha is 13 months.
Tana.
And then Tana is 7 years old. Tana's behavior is so unpredictable that I'm nervous for Buddha.
Tana, don't scare him. He's afraid of you. Tana has pinned him in the litter box. He was actually laying in his own feces.
It's tense. Her tail is whipping back and forth. Her eyes are really dilated.
Buddha, you won't come out. You're too scared, huh?
I wouldn't want to take off for more than maybe an hour.
We're hanging on by a thread every day. We need these two cats to live together in the same room without any kind of violence.
So I'm gonna go meet up with Brent and Lydia and their cat Tana. And Tana's completely unpredictable. She will lash out at their other cat, Buddha, at will. So I'm gonna go in there right now and see if there's any way we can restore some order to this home. Hey, man.
Hi.
I'm Jackson.
Brent.
Lydia.
Lydia,
Nice
good to
to
see
meet
you.
you.
Who do we got here?
Well, the easiest way to remember him is Buddha. He's got a bushier tail and buck teeth. And we got Tana. She's got a thinner tail, and she's got a terrible attitude.
Hi, attitude. Hello, Buddha. Hi, babies. Hi. Buddha's a baby?
Buddha's the baby.
The baby.
Tana's the terror.
Well, that didn't take long. They weren't kidding, were they? I mean, it's not a minute after I walk into this house and Tana's already bullying Buddha off the couch in front of me. So, yeah, we got a problem. Hi, Terror. You gonna hurt me right off the bat?
She'll warn you.
She is warning me. When I first meet Tana, her pupils are completely dilated, and the hair on her back is already standing up, and that's me just walking in the room. And I know that this is not a cat that I just want to reach out and start petting. Look at how she's claiming this space, where she's just like, yeah, welcome to my living room. She's definitely on edge.
That's the way she is. She's kind of like an on and off switch. She's
Really?
either friendly or she's gonna hurt you.
Tana's body language is pretty clear. This cat is on edge and she doesn't want me around. And from what Brent and Lydia are telling me, she doesn't want anybody around. So I need some more information so that I can fully understand Tana and find out what makes her so uncomfortable in her own house. So where did Tana come from?
We went to the pet adoption fair and we found Tana. So then we decided Tana needed a friend. And apparently she didn't want one.
Yeah, it always happens that way.
Yeah.
Then the issues began. It started with Buddha disappeared, and we said, well, where's the kitten? We jumped up, went looking, and
he's laying in the
he's
corner,
laying
of,
in the corner of the litter box in his feces.
Oh.
And she was standing over him.
Wow.
Even now, this happened just the other day, she rushed him
While he was in the box.
while he's in the box.
That's problematic. The fact that Tana is cornering Buddha while he's in the litter box tells me that we are definitely dealing with a pretty territorial cat, because the litter box is one of the most socially significant spots in the whole house.
We always offer him multiple litter boxes. This one's in our view. He'll use it when we can guard him.
Tana, let him go potty. Tana, leave him alone.
So we can't leave him unsupervised, and it'd be nice for us to be able to leave the house.
So we've got a bully cat, Tana, and a scaredy cat, Buddha. Now, Tana is definitely taking issue territorially with Buddha, and the key in finding a solution is finding the source of Tana's territorial insecurity. So Buddha seems absolutely chill and present. I love the way he was just like, you know, I'll feel safer and cooler if I'm up, you know, being my little tree dweller self and looking at the world, and I dig that. From what these guys have told me, Buddha's being terrorized by Tana when he's on the ground. But from what I'm observing, Buddha is a confident, present little kitten when he's up in his cat tree. But I need Buddha to be a confident cat all over this house and not just while he's in his cat tree. I want to see if Tana will come over and say hi to us.
She's right there in the bathroom. I can see her. Here's an interesting thing. Like, we introduced her in the bathroom with the other two cats that we previously had.
Right.
So that's the same introduction that Buddha had.
I had read to put them in their own room into a small space so that they can acclimate slowly.
And now she thinks the bathroom's hers. He thinks the bathroom's his.
He goes in there and she's like,
No,
This is
that's
mine.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. The bathroom is clearly an important space for Tana, and I think I'm beginning to understand why. When integrating a new cat into a home, I encourage anybody to start with a small base camp and then expand out. Brent and Lydia succeeded in establishing that base camp, but now I'm beginning to wonder if when they were expanding out, they inadvertently created a territorial battleground.
She'll go in there and it's like she'll be way friendlier in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
She'll roll over, want you to rub her belly.
But that's something you can't do out here?
No.
Show me. I got a cat out here where any touch is gonna blow this cat bomb up. Yet Lydia tells me that in the bathroom, no problem at all, she'll turn into a kitten. And I gotta see it. So
She is a little grouchy.
Okay, go ahead and just put her on in here. See if anything changes. Look at that though.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the second she comes in, look at that. That's bananas. So the second she gets into her base camp, physically, she's a completely different animal.
Yeah. Across the threshold.
My logical explanation about this phenomenon that I'm seeing with Tana in the bathroom is that when she was brought in as a kitten, she was secluded in that bathroom. All good things happened to her in there. It's her special territory. When they opened that bathroom up, suddenly she had to share her world. She wasn't the center of attention anymore. She knows that in that bathroom, she's special. I am blown away right now.
Yeah,
You are
you're
rubbing
putting
her
your life-
belly right
Putting
now.
your life in danger outside of the room, but in here, you're fine.
She's just turning straight up into a kitten right now.
Yeah. Yeah, she reverts.
That blows me away. Watching Tana perform this ballet in the bathroom while outside in the living room, she's a completely different cat. I can use this, man. I'm gonna construct homework for these guys that will turn Tana into the cat they want her to be.